Alright, so boom. When I tell y'all I know absolutely nothing about ASAP Rocky, I can't name you one song by this man. This is how much I never paid attention to this man in my life. I can't name one song, and the only song I do know by him, I just found out was even his song. For the longest, I thought that it was a 2 Chainz featuring Drake track. The song I'm talking about is Effing Problems. I love bad, that's my f***ing problem. And yeah, I got a f***ing problem. I always thought that was a 2 Chainz featuring Drake track. I didn't know ASAP Rocky had anything to do with that song until a few months ago. So this is y'all, man. So I'm fully relying on y'all to recommend nothing but bangers for this video, so I can see how much I have or have not been missing out on his music. For example, I'll recommend y'all the song Want It All by Petway, so y'all can see how much y'all been sleeping on him.
Hope you niggas tapped in. I want the money and the cars. All the bad women I can fit in my garage. Shorty mad because I want it all. She's mad because I want it all. Yeah. Don't hate me, baby, I want a ball. I was born with nothing, and I just want it all. And I want it all. I want it all, and I want it all. Hey.
Check out Petway on his Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube channel so you can see what more heat he got that y'all be missing out on. But I gotta tell y'all ASAP fans something real quick. There's a particular song that I was going to put in this video, but after I looked up the song, I saw it was like 6 minutes long and had like 6 featured artists on there. And this song made me realize that I don't know if I want to include posse cuts in this series. I prefer a song where it's only like a few featured artists, or of course the artists by themselves, but not 6 of them. The song I'm talking about is called One Train. This song has Kendrick Lamar, Big Crit, Action Bronson, Joey Badass, Danny Brown, and Yellow Wolf. When I looked up the song and saw that it had like a million other niggas as features, I was like, oh no, we skipping this. This song is over 6 minutes and Rocky only has one 45-second verse at the very beginning. After that first 45 seconds, you don't even hear his voice for the rest of the song. So I ended up listening to that song on my own terms instead of putting it in this video. I'm telling y'all this now because I can already see a gang of comments coming in saying, oh, I'm surprised people didn't recommend One Train. Everybody and their mama recommended One Train. I just didn't pick it. And did I remind y'all that's the case going forward for every Am I Sleeping video. A song not being in the video doesn't mean that people didn't recommend it. It's either because I already know the song or I just simply didn't pick it because I only listened to 10 songs. But speaking of songs on my own terms, the first track in this video that I selected for my own choice is Purity featuring Frank Ocean.
I gotta find peace of mind.
Now, I selected this song for the same reason I selected Ecstasy with Noah Cyrus for my SSXTentacion video, and that reason is the album that this song is from gets trashed on a lot. Testing by ASAP Rocky is a very divisive album. I either see people say the album is trash and Rocky completely missed the mark with this project, or the people that be defending it be saying, no, this album is very overhated. Yeah, the production is different than what y'all used to, but it's still a nice project. So I had to see what the fuss is about, and I chose Purity with Frank Ocean. Now, I'm about to say something wild to you ASAP Rocky fans out here. Purity with Frank Ocean is my least favorite song I've ever chosen as a personal choice in an Am I Sleeping video. Just to give y'all a refresher, all of the personal choices I've had so far was Black and White with Juice WRLD, 5 AM in Toronto by Drake, Lie to Me by Future, Peace Hardly by Youngboy Never Broke Again, Out the Hood by Gunna, Good Day by 21 Savage, Ecstasy by SSXTentacion, and Blame My Ex by Tory Lanez. And I'm not lying to y'all when I say I enjoyed all 8 of those songs more than I enjoyed Purity. This video is about to be some shit, like I'm warning y'all now. The first dub I will give Purity is the production. It samples a Lauryn Hill speech, and every time that I gotta find peace of mind part plays, that's the part that is really soothing. And the instrumentation itself, slow tracks like this is why I like artists like Westside Boogie, because it certainly can work. But for me, the production is the only thing that works, as I really don't care for what Frank and Rocky are talking about here. Purity is a song of both artists looking back on their lives and looking at the things they're currently going through and saying how their lives have been so stressful that they're trying to find that peace and posterity that every last one of us needs at some point, so that our mental health doesn't hit rock bottom. You know, we all need a comfort zone where you can feel really safe regardless of what's going on in your life. Now, the meaning of the song is great, and I just got done saying that I didn't care for what they're talking about on here. That's simply because the lyrics don't hit for me based on the words they chose to use and their delivery. I think the subject matter is great, But the way they went about it, every time I hear this song, I just shrug like, this isn't making me feel anything. Frank talks about people reaching out to him asking for money once he got famous, how thinking about the music he grew up listening to always makes him feel nostalgic, and of course, he had to mention drug use. He says how usually taking drugs will make him feel more calm, mellow, and stress-free, but in this particular instance, after taking them, they did nothing to better his mental state, or to get him back to that peace and posterity state of mind that he was striving for, like I mentioned earlier. Flicking ash, pouring a half, don't pour in a glass, pour it in foam, this white got eggshells in my omelet, my earlobes, they yellow like the yolk is running, brain on drugs, I still ain't got no peace of mind. So right here, for example, he's saying how drinking lean hasn't helped him feel better, and I think what takes me out of this part is the eggshells, egg yolk, like imagery metaphor. Although I understand it, hearing all of that, like when I first heard this song and even after subsequent times hearing that part just made me go, like, what? I really didn't think it was creative. I just kind of heard that part and was like, well, what are you talking about? And that's how I feel with Frank's entire verse. Like, I understand his message, but the actual words he chose to use to express his point made me not care for it. When it comes to Rocky, the only part of his verse that I enjoyed was the ending when he was talking about his drinking problems and how he hasn't seen or spoken to his niece or sister in a long time. Specifically, his sister who died a month after his compilation album with ASAP Mob, Cozy Tapes 2 had came out. And Rocky states that he started to felt like whenever he releases or about to release a project, someone closest to him always passes away. In 2012, he lost his dad a few months after Long Live ASAP came out. And in 2015, ASAP Yams had died a few months before at Long Live ASAP came out. So Rocky started to feel like, damn, I'm starting to think I'm bringing curses on people with my music.
I lose someone every release. I feel like a curse is in me.
I'm not gonna lie, I think I can enjoy this song if I just listen to the instrumental and the Lauryn Hill sample, because Frank and Rocky actually take me out of the vibe. And so far, like I mentioned, this is my least favorite personal choice that I've ever had in an Am I Sleeping video. But we on to the next one. Recommended on Twitter by GPA Zooey is the song Jukebox Joints featuring Joe Fox and Kanye West. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful turnaround. Now this joint right here, like this jukebox joint, this is a jam. I like this one. Now this is my first time hearing a song that had ASAP and Kanye together, and we already know Kanye can make a beautiful song. Apparently Ye only produced part 2 of this track, so I'll get to that in a second. Part 1 was produced by Che Pope, and the most soothing part of part 1 is when Joe Fox is singing, and I'm a man of my word, that I got nothing at all. But even with that part being soothing, Rocky himself was already talking shit in his verse on part 1. As soon as he started it, he immediately spitting about how girls he be getting with be wanting to have a long-term relationship with him, but he just be wanting to smash. And the words he uses just makes you think like, damn, you doing these girls dirty. She the type to seek love and make it everlasting. I'm the type to wake up and say you never happened. I mean, I fucked a girl with hella passion, but it's cold how we smashing, left her sleeping on a separate mattress. I heard that and went, sheesh, like you ain't shit. And actually, in the second verse of part 1, he mentions it again, how he hopes that even though he's being an F-boy to these women, he hopes that doesn't stop him from getting into heaven. When my death calls, I pray the Lord accept collect calls, cause I be playing with these women like they sex dolls. But another thing he discusses is his impact on other rappers and the fashion industry. And bruh, let me say this. I don't pay attention to the fashion industry, but based on how Rocky be talking, he apparently had a big influence on how a lot of people dress. Mind you, all of this is being said while this glorious ass production from Che Pope and these vocals from Joe Fox are still playing. And that's really what part 1 is, him speaking on his music, impact on rappers and fashion, and then the house. Now part 2 is where Mr. Yeezus come in with his production. As soon as part 2 starts, it sounds glorious.
Okay, let's get past all the swag trapping and fashion talking.
Once again, just like in part 1, he brought up his impact on rap and fashion. I change rap, push fashion forward, yeah, I'm that important. You jack my style, she jacked me off, and y'all both acting awkward. But of all people, this dude actually had some subliminals for Rihanna. Rocky claimed he wasn't talking about her in these next lines that I'm about to say, but like, it don't matter now. Like, fast forward over 6 years after the song came out, he's dating her and he got her pregnant, so he pulled her anyway. First he said, ain't nothing better than that pretty big forehead bitch. He tried to deny it by saying, Rihanna ain't the only pretty big forehead bitch in the world. I could have been talking about anybody. Like, okay, nigga. But right after that big forehead line, he says, it's not just model bitches on my genitalia. Did azaleas from Australia, trips to Venezuela, Cinderella's under my umbrella for different weather. Ella, hey, just play it like I didn't tell ya. So it is like really funny to look at this song and then look at their relationship modern day. Like, damn, he ended up bagging Rihanna after all. I'm going to end the explanation of Jukebox Joints here because, to be honest with you, Kanye should have stayed with the production. His verse at the end of part 2, I was fine without it. I was completely fine without it. But Jukebox Joints made me look forward to these next 8 songs, so let's keep it going. Recommended by @LaunchClouds on Instagram, it's the song Peso. Now, see, I don't know if these dudes just made similar music when they were first starting out, but in my honest opinion, everything about this song says Wiz Khalifa. Because I'm not tapped into Rocky's music at all, I can't really say that he stole Wiz's sound or nothing like that, because he probably been making this type of music himself. But I'm just saying, I feel like you could replace Rocky with Wiz Khalifa on this track, and every single thing here would be the same. I don't see what would change. But that's not to say that I don't enjoy the song though, because I do. Now apparently Peso was the lead single on Rocky's debut mixtape Live Love ASAP, along with Purple Swag. And I didn't like Purple Swag, so ooh, yeah. I wasn't going to speed past that, don't worry. I said it. I didn't care for Purple Swag. I heard it and I don't hear what y'all hearing. That's a skip for me. But that wasn't the case with Peso. I believe this to be the way better single between the two. I don't know how many songs in this video are going to fit the next thing that I'm about to say, but this song was produced by another ASAP member, which is ASAP Ty Beats. And that was the first thing that caught my attention and made me start liking this more than Purple Swag. I went, ooh, like this beat is knocking. Peso is just a simple brag rap song about how you and your homies get money and hoes. Peso is obviously the currency in Mexico. So the hook is, this is the way it goes, this is the way we roll, cause every day we own our pesos. You know, like every day we on our getting money shit. If you ain't a hustler, if you ain't about getting your bread, then you can't hang around us. And Rocky used to tell his own crew back then when it was down bad that he didn't want to hear any bitching and complaining because we all gonna make it out soon. I be that pretty motherfucker. Harlem's what I'm reppin'. Tell my niggas quit the bitchin'. We gon' make it in a second. This is a hard ass opening line, by the way. I can already imagine being at a Rocky concert getting hype as hell. Like, I be that pretty motherfucker. Harlem's what I'm reppin'. Like, I can tell this goes crazy. But the Peso lovers out there, you already know one thing I gotta point out. It's the alphabet scheme Rocky had at the beginning of his second verse. Right after Rocky gets done bragging about, you know, how much your bitch think he is hot, he had an ABCDEFG follow-up line that was pretty nice, fam. Yo, bitches said I'm hot, man. I told her I agree. She gon' really think I'm hot if I told her my degrees. Pull up in that hard top, showing off my keys. Graduate School of Hard Knocks. I can show you my degrees. Couple A, B, C's. Bad bitch, double D's. Poppin' E. I don't give a F. I told you I'm a G. That entire part, like, I changed my name on Instagram and Twitter to ASAP Amiri as soon as I heard that, man. Like, stop playing with the key. Just to quickly break down for the people who don't get it, the ABCD part was just him talking about, you know, women's breasts, their cup sizes. We got some chicks with some mid breasts, like only A, B, or C. But then we got this one bad bitch that's the cutest one in here. She got double D's on her. And the rest of the letters all stand for something. Popping E, I don't give a F, I told you I'm a G. It's just popping ecstasy, I don't give a fuck, I told you I'm a gangster. Obviously, it sounds better if you say the letter instead of the word it stands for. But this was hard, man. Peso was indeed a high record. RIP to ASAP Yams too. Dude was all throughout this music video, so I wanted to say that for now. RIP ASAP Yams. The next record has a feature artist that I really don't care about at all, and I already expressed my disgust for him in my Sleep on 21 Savage video. But I chose this song from the recommendations to give this mid dude a chance. The next track recommended on YouTube from Pretty Princess is the song Brand New Guy featuring Schoolboy Q.
Rap game fucked up, boy. Fuck you think I rap for? Crack game fucked up, boy.
Now, like I said, I don't care for Schoolboy Q. Like, I don't. One of my favorite XXL cyphers ever is in 2013 with Trinidad James, Kurt Cobain, and Schoolboy Q. I love it so much because of the beat, and I actually like Trinidad James' verse. Kirko was still trash, but I don't know if the rappers themselves chooses the group or if XXL does, because I'd be looking at Schoolboy like, why did y'all stick this nigga with Kirko and Trinidad? But even with my usual disrespect of Q, even I gotta admit he did a pretty nice job on this song. Brand New Guy is more of a we're new to the game but we still deserve our respect type of song from Rocky and Q. In the intro, Rocky is talking to all of the OGs who try to tell them that they can't eat with them, or Rocky and Q can't sit at the same table as them because they're newbies and they still have a lot to prove. And Rocky immediately says, like, tell them niggas to suck my dick. So him and Q just spend the entire track brag rapping about their background, their gang ties, the hoes, and other things. Let me say this really quick. I don't know if this is specific to this song, but it may not be because I felt the same way listening to Peso. When it comes to like generic rhymes and using generic rap topics, it really doesn't bother me when Rocky talks about them. Like, let me point out something real quick in his verse. I don't care if you blue or red flagging, hair swinging, my pants sagging, hoes all on my bandwagon, your bitch gagging, she just lagging. All my cuz niggas was cracking, all my blood niggas was popping. I ain't set tripping, I just happen to know who click clacking and you mismatching. Like, I don't know if this is gay or something. Like, I don't know if this means I just like Rocky. Because if I heard these bars from somebody else, I feel like I would call them basic and boring. Don't get me wrong, I still think they're really basic bars. But I like it when Rocky does it. Let's say, I don't know, let's say Uno the Activist rapped these lyrics and I called them basic and boring. Someone can easily say, oh, I bet if ASAP Rocky said that, you think it was nice. And my honest answer is, like, yes, I would. When Rocky says it, it sounds genuine because I already know he's not lying when he's talking about the street shit and the designer clothes and such, all that kind of stuff. And he usually has a nice ass flow and his voice is cool. So you can take these exact same lines and give it to somebody else and yeah, they probably won't sound as hard. This is not to say that I'ma like everything this man says, because he has certain flows and cadences that make me enjoy what he spits. That's all it is. But on to this other nigga. I will say that I like Schoolboy's voice more than what he was actually saying. Throughout like most of his verse, he just rapping about what I was saying earlier, like guns and bitches, but his voice sounds really smooth over this production.
Brand new nigga with a brand new venue. So that bitch out should've made that whole bigger. Killing careers make these cupcakes remember.
See, stuff like that, like so that bitch out should've made that whole bigger. Like that just sound cool. The lines he said right after this were actually my favorite lines in his verse, when he said, Biggie and Nas put their ass in the blender, sprinkled some 50 and came out this nigga. As soon as I heard that line, I promise y'all, I made that face where, like, I'll put it on the screen. But this meme right here, I made this exact face when I heard that Biggie, Nas, and 50 Cent line. I was like, okay. It's always nice hearing a rapper shout out who their inspirations are. Lastly, I'll say this. The third verse where they're trading bars with each other, I do skip that verse. I do. The first one where it was all Rocky was cool. The second one where it was all Schoolboy was surprisingly cool. But the third one where they're trading lines, like, it wasn't hidden. But there was one part in particular that I liked. And that part is the rap game fucked up. Boy, fuck you think I rap for? Crack game fucked up. Boy, fuck you think I trap for? That part was nice, but truth be told, that entire verse could have been cut. This didn't need to be a damn near 5-minute song, man. Man, after Purity, I was really thinking this video would end up being a no answer already. Like, that's just how much I didn't fuck with that song. But I've been enjoying these recommendations so far. Y'all really know y'all ASAP Rocky tracks. Next up, recommended from @JoseAlfRG on Twitter, is the song Level.
Yeah, you claim you rage, you hate it like you live in Oakland.
Man, Rocky's choice of production is top notch. I have enjoyed every beat in all of these songs. Even the first song I didn't like, Purity, the production on that was still golden. I didn't like that song for other reasons. But as soon as the song starts, I went, like, come on now, this song gotta be fire if you're gonna give me a beat that starts off this strong. So Rocky himself has described Level as simply being a song about life, because life itself has its ups and downs and there's levels to this. Now, he doesn't actually touch on the down parts of his life. Like, at no point in the song does he talk about anything sad or depressing that happened to him. The entire track is talking about the dubs he has now and how great his future is looking. Like, for example, when he went, life's a bitch and she pussy pop, no why, cause I got her open. So him saying that he got her open with him referring to life It's his way of saying that he knows things are on the horizon for him, and he's got a lot of great opportunities coming his way. As mentioned, since he mostly raps about his come up and introduction to the rap game, let me show y'all a couple of bars where he brags about that. Introduce you niggas to the new swag. Make you say a nigga blew up too fast. Fuck I'm supposed to do with all this new ass. Fuck I'm supposed to do with all this new cash. The end of his first verse is actually what I like the most, and that is when he says how listeners of rap, specifically OGs, kind of like what he talked about in Brand New Guy. And he was telling the OGs about how there's a new wave of rap coming in and they need to peep the up and comers. But then Rocky puts himself in front of the other up and comers around this time and says that he blew past them already. Get your popcorn, juice, snacks, it's a movie, nigga, with a new cast. Get the news flash that the truth back. This is boom bap mixed with new raps. Look at all the niggas that I blew past. Like, woo! Rocky really came into the game talking trash. And it works when he does it because he's a nice enough rapper to get away with it. Speaking of getting away with stuff, there was a part in his second verse, he did one of those rapidy rap flow things, and I almost didn't mess with it. Like, when the first time I heard it, I was like, man, what did he just say? That hippity flippity type of flow where niggas be like, with a rap in the back of the gap, from the gap hold up, then the nigga just swag like that, hat to the back with your backpack spin crack on your little nigga spin facts like that, like them type of flows. When Rocky did it in his second verse, I didn't fuck with it, but then after a couple more times of hearing the song, I was like, alright, he actually snapped on that part. So it happened in his second verse where he was deflecting claims of him being in the Illuminati, which I didn't even know people accused him of. He was talking about how he keeps a tool on him so nobody would ever try him. Like, y'all know the generics. But then he had went, with a gat with a strap in a backpack, when a cap leave you flat, but a backpack on a fast track, rat a tat, nigga that's that, nigga past that, finna ash with a hashtag, got a cash tags with a ass, finna smash that, and make him cash that, ASAP, then I pass that, off to my niggas to your ass with the cash tag. Fire! Fucking fire! Man, I like Level as well, bro. Good little song with Rocky talking his talk. Y'all, listen. Y'all niggas are going crazy with these recommendations, man. Y'all haven't even given me like a mid song yet. Everything has been tough. Let's go back to Instagram with the recommendations then. Let's keep these dubs coming in. The next song is recommended from @ASAP.Derek, and the song is called Angels.
My crew, they down to let it fly. For a nigga like me, young nigga like me.
First thing I peep is that this song is also on the Long Live ASAP album, just like the song Level earlier, but this was actually a deluxe edition song. It wasn't on the base album. There's another deluxe edition song from this album that will pop up later on, but I'm starting to think that this album is loaded with dubs because not only was Level a dub earlier, we got another dub here with Angels, man. I like this song too. Angels is one of those tracks where a person talks about the soldiers that he got on his side, you know, like I got little niggas that will handle my light work for me. For Rocky, he refers to his soldiers as angels and says how my angels will let the bullets fly if you talk crazy. So that's where the title comes from. You know, angels fly, angels are my soldiers, they make bullets fly, like you get it. The second verse is really what I want to talk about for this one song. Because the first one, he just talks about being a real nigga, like middle finger to all my ops, and how some dudes act gangster until it's time to actually be gangsters, then they get scared, like, you know, whatever. But starting with the second verse. Now, y'all know how I mentioned that Rocky is really tapped into the fashion world and he really thinks he started a lot of trends. There are times where I feel he's a little in over his head when he be bragging about that. The very first line in his second verse is, niggas got rips in their jeans, man, I started that. Like, alright, bro. You the one that made it popular to wear ripped jeans. Okay. We're all just gonna assume that just wasn't already a thing before you came around. Gotcha. The second thing here was his diss to Space Ghost Perp, who I've come to realize is like a super known rapper and a very unknown rapper at the same time. I know that sounds contradictory, but I really feel like depending on the hip hop circle you're in, if you mention his name, people will either say, who the hell is Space Ghost Perp? Or they'll say, Space Ghost Perp, like hell yeah, I know who that is. But Perp has a song called The Black God, which is a song about him feeling that he is a god and that he's more than a normal black man. And he's even a god over other black men. Rocky and Perp were already beefing at the time for reasons I'm not going to explain here. Just know that they didn't like each other. So Rocky said in this song, niggas claim that they the god of black. Well, your name is Perp, but I'm the god of that. Of course, Perp meaning, you know, the lean, the drugs that Rocky loves to rap about, and what he's become known and loved for doing and putting in his music. So Rocky is saying this little diss right here, if anything, when niggas hear Perp, they think about me way before they think about you. That was a cool little subtle diss. Another line I wanted to highlight here is when he was shouting out all of his plugs that he gets his fix from, and he was saying how you gotta watch out from the cops, like when dealing. He specifically says, Shouts out my connect though. Keep a watch out for them Winslows. Keep an eye out for them Winslows. Whenever I hear a rapper refer to the police as the Carl Winslows or something like that, it reminds me of this song I know by this really bad rapper named Currency. The only song by Currency that I care about is called Michael Knight, and he had a Carl Winslow line in there that I always remembered.
And don't get rolled up like car windows, avoiding the policeman's them car Winslows.
Other than that song, y'all can keep Currency. But Angels is another hit. This is another hit. And I think I should check out this Long Live ASAP project then. Like, it depends if this other deluxe edition track that I'm about to talk about is going to be good as well though. The name of this next track looks pretty interesting, so this better be good in order to do its title justice. Recommended on Twitter by @TheRealJMF. It's the track Ghetto Symphony. Hey bro, this song is trash. This song is trash. Alright. I'm playing. Like, it ain't garbage or nothing, but I don't like this song at all. I take back everything I said about wanting to check out this album. Like, Ghetto Symphony alone has ruined my desire to check this project out. Okay. Let me stop overreacting. Level and Angels were dubs, but this one right here was a whole miss. Now, Ghetto Symphony isn't necessarily about anything. The key thing about this song is the rapping styles that the artist used. So apparently Rocky originally wanted Outkast on this song, but getting them on the track ended up falling through. So instead he got Gunplay and ASAP Ferg. Gunplay, I have no idea who this dude is. Apparently he's in some rap group with Rick Ross called the Triple C's. I didn't even know Rick Ross was in a rap group. Like, goddamn. Now you may think, how is getting Gunplay and ASAP Ferg a good replacement for Outkast? Well, let me tell you, it wasn't. What they decided to do was have Rocky imitate Andre style and rap like him, whereas ASAP Ferg would imitate Big Boy style and rap like Big Boy for his verse. Gunplay didn't rap like anybody. He was just being himself. He low-key didn't need to be here. But them trying to imitate Outkast is the exact reason I don't like this song. Rocky starts his verse by saying, "A rebel I be one day, on that track with Gunplay, Outkast my whole life, so I decided to spit like Andre." And to be honest, the flow that he uses throughout his verse is pretty reminiscent of Andre. He did actually do it quote unquote correctly with his delivery and whatnot, but I really don't like the way it sounds like when he does it. He doesn't have that voice that Dre does.
Come be my fiance, she fucked me in the Hyundai. My rooftop got a lounge to sit around and watch her sunbathe.
Dinner date for 1K, shopping date for 2K. Bougie ass bitch made me wait to fuck for 2 days. Yeah, he doesn't have the voice to mimic Andre for me. I'm going to skip over Gunplay's verse because there's really nothing to talk about. As mentioned, he has no Outkast influence in his verse like Flacco and Ferg did. He just here just to be here. Now this last verse by Ferg, oh my goodness, this dude's voice is annoying as hell. His first line was, "Since Rocky spit like Andre, I'm gonna kill him like Big Boy," which confirms what I said, that they're just trying to rap like Outkast. So after he said these two lines right here, I want y'all to hear how his voice sounds on these next lines. Now he says, "These rappers is on my entree, eat them like cookies, Chips Ahoy." But peep how he says it.
These rappers is on my entree, eat them like cookies, Chips Ahoy.
These rappers is on my entree, eat them like cookies, Chips Ahoy. Enjoy when I get a nut. Like, that's how he raps his whole verse, and it's irritating as hell. Like codeine mixed with the worry. Slow punch make a nigga chin collide. Fuck talking, how fast can you grip an eye? Ferg's verse is easily my least favorite thing about this song, and he's the reason why I was so hyped at the beginning talking about, oh my gosh, this song is trash. This whole thing with Rocky saying, well, since I couldn't get Outkast on the song, I'ma rap like Andre 3000, and Ferg at the end saying, well, since Flacco was rapping like Andre, I'ma rap like Big Boy. That shit completely ruined this whole song for me. Both of y'all should have just rapped like y'all normally rap, because imitating Outkast did not work in my opinion. Let's move on to the next track, man. Cause see, y'all was on the road with these recommendations until Ghetto Symphony came. But it's all good. Next up, recommended on YouTube by Isolation, is the song LSD.
Baby, I'm just rapping to this LSD.
This is probably the main track in this video where the production and the feeling that you get from the song matters way more than what he's saying. The track itself is simply about, his love for drugs, and he also personifies the drugs as a woman. And he sings about loving LSD and such so much because the vibe that he enters after taking them, it makes him feel so good. I really cannot do this song justice just by talking about it. If there's any track that I ever talked about in an Am I Sleeping video, well, I will say there's nothing I can tell you that would convince you about the quality of the song, it would be this one. You seriously would have to listen to this song for yourself to feel it. Rocky's singing matched with the production is incredible, and as mentioned, I don't think I can tell you how incredible it is. You have to hear it for yourself. Also, watch the music video too. This music video is super nice, and he actually got nominated for a Grammy for Best Music Video for it. There's millions of people that love this video, and I don't blame them. But just off the few songs that I've heard from him already, I've realized something. Rocky likes to make slow tempo music for people to vibe out to when you're high, of course, or off lean or off shrooms and such. And that type of vibe that he bases a lot of his music off of is a vibe that I'm never in. I haven't taken shrooms since I was in middle school, so hearing this man's music just makes me go, like, I'm sure these sounds are amazing to somebody, but for me, like, it's just like cool. Now, I understand completely why someone who is in that type of lifestyle will hear this song and say it's absolutely amazing. I can see it. One of the top comments says, like, this isn't a song, this is a damn full experience. And I see where they're coming from. But because I don't do like acid, shrooms, that type of stuff, the vibe that you need to be in to listen to this song is a vibe that I will never be in, so I can't really comment on it too much. That's really all I can say for LSD. I think it's a great song, but it has a really niche atmosphere around it that you really won't experience that often unless you're into this type of stuff. Now, this next song, I was actually warned by somebody that this song wasn't that good. I told them that this track would be in the video, and they immediately was like, like that song really ain't all that. I can already see you calling it a skip. But hey, I'm about to find out if they were right. Recommended on YouTube by Tyler Ferg is the song Houston Old Head.
Life is just a bitch is like a hoe. Hoes want the money come and go.
Bro, what in the world was that nigga talking about? The person that told me I wasn't going to like this song and I would call it a skip, you crazy, homeboy. Houston Old Head goes, man, what? This song nice as hell. Shout out to DJ Burn One, who was actually the one who produced this track. DJ Burn One only produced 2 songs on Live Long ASAP, which are this and another song called Roll One Up. Talk about a song that you can just kick back and smoke and drink to. Oh, wait, excuse me. A song you can drink to. I gotta get the Houston wording right. So even though Rocky is a New York native, he dedicated this song to, as the title suggests, the old heads from Houston, Texas. The reason he's shouting them out is because he says that he really adores the lifestyle that they live down there. They swag, of course, the purple drink, the chopped and screwed music, 10-11 slabs in a single file line, like pocket full of money, elbows and foes, 84s and 3s, getting money down south because that's what y'all supposed to see. Like, he loves all of it. So this track is an ode to everybody who made those times possible. The track is also like a tiny bit of a storytelling track as well, because he details going down to Houston and actually chilling and talking to an OG, and they just rolling up swishers, like spitting game and talking to each other. I met with my old head, we sat for a while. We rolled a couple swishers, we chat for a while. I said, I'm just on my grind, I come to Houston all the time. He said, what's been going down in your New York state of mind? Rocky actually does answer the question and says how he definitely has his days where he feels like giving up on everything because he's overwhelmed. But then he realizes, like, hell no, if I give up, how am I going to eat? How am I going to put my mama in a nice ass house, So I got to keep grinding. In the second verse, the OG was telling him about how rapping and trapping was years ago, like in the 90s and such. And at some point, he tells Rocky that he should head back to his hometown of Harlem and continue doing his thing over there. And at the same time, Rocky's girl calls him and says, Harlem miss you too and they can't wait to get you back. You should come on home, leave the drugs alone and stick to rap. Just don't come back flossing cause that type of shit'll get you clapped. Nice. The hook for this song is also soothing as hell, and he actually talking about some real spill to the listener. He's saying how you should listen to what your OGs and elders be telling you because they can spit a lot of knowledge to you about life and many things that you should be aware of. And listening to them tell you about these things will be able to help you avoid them. Life is just a bitch. A bitch is like a hoe. Hoes want the money, but money come and goes. Friends turn to foes. Foes, they be fake, but if you listen to what your old head be talking, you'll be straight.
Friends turn to foes, and foes, they be fake. If you listen when your old head talking, you'll be straight.
I love this song, man. Dope ass lyrics and a dope ass beat. This was a great shout out to Houston legends. The final song is one everyone told me to check out. Same with One Train, like I mentioned at the very beginning. But this is one where everybody recommended it, and I chose to put it as the final song because of how much y'all was telling me about it. So it better be fire, like almost every other song in this video has been. Let's get it. Recommended on Instagram by @itstrayman_official is the song ASAP Forever.
Gang, gang, I tell them come fuck with the gang. I tell them don't fuck with the gang.
I find it funny that ASAP Forever is the first single off of Testing, and this went on to become his least appreciated album. How does a song that sounds so great go on to be on an album that's supposedly so trash? So apparently the version that's on the album is called ASAP Forever Remix, and it has Kid Cudi along with Moby. But that's not the one that I listened to for this video. I typed in ASAP Forever on YouTube, and the one that came up was the one without Cudi, which is better for me because Cudi probably would have ruined the track anyway. ASAP Forever is just him showing love to his clique and saying how he's always going to be down with the ASAP mob. So he mostly raps things like, gang, gang, I told her come fuck with the gang, 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 they talking down on the gang. No, it's one of them type of songs where, you know, I'm just shouting out all my homies. These heavy ass drums on the beat though are too nice, and it's one of the best things about the song.
Gang, gang, them boys not flexing the same.
Those drums are like kaboom, kaboom, and it's so lovely. The one thing I wanted to mention in his first verse is the very last line where he simply says, I pray to God I don't overdose. Now, the reason I have a slight problem with this is because of all the uses of drugs and the rapping about drugs that Rocky does. He does these things and says how he has no shame about it. And speaking back to what I said when talking about the song Purity, he lost ASAP Yams and his own sister to overdosing. So to already have dealt with these tragedies, but you still want to partake with these substances, saying, God, please don't let me overdose, is like, really, dude? If you don't want that to happen to you, especially after what happened to Yams and your sister, then just stop doing them, bro. And Rocky doesn't have an addiction. Like, at least from what I've been hearing from his music, he doesn't have an addiction to these substances. He just does them because he loves the feeling it gives him. So that last line did make me look at him sideways. But there's only one verse in this song, and it ends at the 2-minute mark. The other 2 remaining minutes is where Moby shines. Moby himself isn't technically on the song. It samples the songs that he made, and he's credited as a feature. It does, however, features vocals from a woman named Chloe Anna. And the song ditches the kaboom kaboom production that it had earlier in favor of a more light-hearted beat that you would hear during a montage or something. And Chloe singing over this production is beautiful. This entire song just sounds fantastic, and it honestly feels like a theme song for the ASAP mob in my eyes. So the question of, am I sleeping? Hell yeah, I was sleeping on ASAP Rocky. Hell yeah. Fuck is you talking about, man? I went from not knowing a single thing about this man to knowing that he's incredibly tapped into the fashion world. He got an incredibly fine ass girlfriend, Rihanna, but he also has some incredible sounding music. I have been fiercely sleeping on this man. My goodness. Now, just to let y'all know, there was supposed to be a bonus song in this video. Yeah, there was supposed to be a bonus song. There was a track that I did choose the recommendation for it to be on the original list, but I took it out in favor of Houston Oldhead. And I wanted to put it as a bonus song, but after listening to it, I became extremely uninterested in breaking down the song to y'all. And that song is called Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost, I'm on my knees.
I chose the song at first because I was originally curious on how it sounded, but once I played it and I was looking into it and saw that the song was shrouded in biblical and religious references, I instantly went, yep, never mind, y'all can keep this. So, like, I'm so sorry, SE4J on YouTube. I did not want to listen to this song. I'm sorry. But y'all know what I am going to listen to? Every song in this video other than Purity and Ghetto Symphony. My man's went 8 out of 10 with the songs here. ASAP Rocky is a great artist based on what I've heard, and I really went from not knowing a single song by this man to being enamored by him. He's such a cool artist, and now I recommend him to all y'all. His flows, his choice of production, and really his swagger, man. You can't listen to Rocky, watch his music videos, and not like this guy. So shout out to Rocky and the rest of the ASAP mob, except for ASAP Ferg. RIP to ASAP Yams too. They got a dope clique over there, other than ASAP Ferg.